Welcome back, my gardening friends, to another Focal Point Friday episode. These quickie episodes are either an important highlight from a previous episode or a quick focus on a current event in the food and agricultural world that I think that we should be talking about. Think of these episodes as a way to tickle your brain with one or two ideas to ponder while you're planning or planting or digging in the garden this weekend. Without further ado, let's get down and dirty. Enjoy!
Stagnant air isn't good for us, and it certainly isn't good for our plants. So try to be sure there is adequate airflow around your plants. In most cases, if you've got your plants in a general purpose area of your home, this isn't a problem. If you're starting your seeds in a small room or a closet, though, that's another story. Proper airflow is important for a number of reasons. It promotes water evaporation and the transpiration that plants need to be able to pull nutrients from the soil through their roots, and it reduces your chances of fungal growth on your soil and your leaf surfaces. It also circulates new air in around your plants so that they get a constantly new supply of carbon dioxide, that stuff they breathe. So if your area is a little tight on circulation, you definitely need to add a fan. But even if your area has perfectly good airflow, you'll still likely need to add a fan. Having air blowing directly at your seedlings helps promote strong stems by forcing the plant to hold itself up against that flow of the air. This wind resistance builds the strength of the stem material of the plant, making it stiffer. Have you ever had a plant that looked beautiful in its little pot on the shelf, but then the instant you moved it, it flopped over? Without the gentle swaying back and forth that naturally occurs when a plant is outside in nature, the soft tissue fibers don't get stretched out at all, so there's no chance for the membranes to build back up over time. This causes the plant stem to be weak and flimsy and unable to hold its own weight as it grows. It's like how a weightlifter builds muscle mass. Lifting heavy weights causes micro tears in the muscle fibers. As those micro tears are repaired, the muscle gets bigger and stronger. So wind stress is like weightlifting for plants. So let's give them a little stress. My recommendation is to have an oscillating fan on a timer. It doesn't have to be big, just something that will visibly move the seedlings around a little bit, and it can be shut off at night when the cooler temperatures kick in so as not to affect the air temperatures too drastically. The plants don't need hurricane-force winds to reap the benefits, and actually, winds that are too strong can actually break those soft tissues that we're trying to strengthen. We don't want our little bodybuilder to tear any ligaments or anything that might cause a permanent injury, so let's start slowly. I have several oscillating fans, and they're on in my seedling room all the time. That's partly because of the sheer number of plants I have down there, and partly because it's an enclosed room and the plants need that airflow. I also have a space heater, so the plants that like the cooler temperatures grow closer to the larger fan and further away from the heater, while the plants that like the warmer temperatures stay closer to the heater side of the room with smaller fans. Now, as the plants get bigger, I adjust the speed of the fan to match. It's kind of like our weightlifter adding more weights to the barbell as they get stronger. You want the plants to be moving around a little, not standing still, and not bent over either. And be sure to move the fan around or move the plants around. You don't want the plant bending the same direction all the time. This will cause the fibers on one side to be stronger than the other, and we don't want that either. So either move the fan to the other side of the plants periodically or just rotate the plants.
Thanks for joining me on this Focal Point Friday. I'll be back again on Tuesday for another regular episode of the Just Grow Something podcast. So until next time, my gardening friends, keep on cultivating that dream garden, and we'll talk again soon.